DaBoii, how's it going?
Man, I'm doing good. What about yourself, man?
Man, I am pretty good. I'm
Yes,
good,
sir.
grinding. I see you doing your
Yeah,
thing, man.
trying
You've
to,
been,
man. Trying to kick that dough back down. That solo mentality, independent wave, you feel me? Just rocking.
yeah, man. I see you. I remember at one point it seemed like every week you were dropping a video. You was
Yeah.
on it.
Hey, I'm trying to get back to that point. I really got it. The thing about me, when I'm taking breaks, if I ain't dropping shit, that mean I'm recording. That mean I'm in studio mode. I'm recording. And when I get to recording and shit, that's when I be having so much shit and I drop like every week. Cause you feel me? I gotta stack up at first, load up, and then let all them bitches loose. Like I ain't gonna lie, like my first tape done, this house arrest shit, I'm already working on my second one. I really got hella tapes on the way, I ain't gonna lie. Collabs, hella shit. I've been working. I ain't never worked like this before in my life. I ain't gonna lie.
Oh, so even back in the day when the
Yeah.
group was blowing up and everything.
I wasn't even working that hard back in the day. Like, you feel me? I'm working harder than what I was back then. I ain't gonna lie. I had to, you feel me, really train myself. It was easier back in the day. You ain't had to work that much, you feel me? Because it was 4 niggas. I wasn't good for shit but a verse. I wasn't doing no hooks. I ain't even know I do no hooks. I had to train myself, learn how to make hooks, you feel me? Find my sound in the studio, hella little shit. But that shit ended up paying off, though. I've been putting in work, I ain't gonna lie. That's all I like to do now. I just go to the studio. Nigga, I don't like posting up, being outside no more. Like, for real. I just be in the studio. And all I do is balance my time. I go to the studio. And I just be in my family for real. Back and forth. That's all that shit about.
Man, that's dope. That keeps you busy, man. Probably keeps you out of a lot of shit.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Well, you're from Vallejo. I think
Yeah.
everybody knows, man. Home of E40, Mac Dre,
Yeah.
big legends in the game.
Yes, sir, them boys.
What was it like for you growing up there?
Man, I ain't gonna lie, like, I feel like everybody got the same little story in their own way, like, for real, you feel me? Like, you gonna go through your ups and downs, you feel me? You gonna go through your struggles, you gonna meet your high points, you gonna meet your low points, you feel me? You gonna get tested, you feel me? That's how you learn who you is, like, you feel me? Everybody gonna be a product of their environment, you feel me? It all depend on how your environment is, for real, like, that shit just regular, like, niggas just been through, you feel me, all types of battles, you feel me, little fights with they self, you feel me, wars, you feel me, you know how that type of shit go. But all that shit, when you make it out of that shit, that's what make a nigga who he is today, for real. The more you go through and the more you don't let it break you, you feel me, that's what make you a bigger, you feel me, that's what make you bigger than man, to me. Like, the more you go through and the more you don't, as long as you don't fold, you went, damn, this nigga went through this, that, ooh, he ain't fold through none of that. Oh yeah, you feel me? That's respectable. You a man.
I hear that. Definitely, man. You gotta stay, your ups and downs, your battles, staying focused, still getting it.
Yeah, mamas.
Did you have any brothers and sisters?
I got a little sister.
Okay.
Yeah, I used to, that was my little sister. I ain't used to like her to have no boyfriends. My dad went to jail now so young, so I'm so young, he putting all this knowledge in my head. He telling a nigga like, whoop, you man of the house, you feel me? Nigga, Thailand, man, I had no boyfriends, no this, no that, you feel me? I'm young, like, you feel me? I'm still growing, so, you feel me? When you young, you learn something, you gonna stick with that, you feel me? So I stuck with that at a young ass age. Like, I was playing father role to my sister and I was like 7 for real. Like, she had boyfriends, I'm yoking them. Like, we always went to different schools. I go up to her school, I'm checking little niggas, you feel me? Like, I hear her. I get a call, like, oh, your sister got a boyfriend, ooh. I'm like, oh, word? Yep, I go up to her. I was going to Vallejo Middle, she was going to charter school. I used to go up to the little charter school, check her little boyfriends, you feel me? See what type of time they on. But she ain't never had no gangster boyfriend for real, like, all squares, like, except for her last boyfriend, RP Jamari. That nigga was cool. I respect that nigga. He was a hustler too. But I ain't gonna lie, like, all our other little niggas that she was fucking with growing up, squares.
You mentioned your dad.
Yeah.
Being in jail. Didn't you grow up without him most of your life?
Yeah.
What was that like for you?
I mean, man, that shit was crazy. It was like, It's like a nigga beat, it's like a nigga there. You feel me? Then one day, well, I was used to my dad going to jail when I was young. Like, he'll always go to jail and be out in like a couple months or like maybe a year or something. Like, that shit, nigga was used to that shit. One day this nigga went down, he ain't never came out. Like, he always just tell a nigga on the phone, like, oh, don't trip, bro, I'm gonna be home soon. But I'm so young, I'm not noticing, I'm not knowing, like, that's what niggas say when they in jail. Nigga have life and be saying that shit, you feel me? Like, it's hope, like, you gotta have that hope. But I'm not noticing, I'm not knowing that he's saying this shit all off hope. I'm thinking it's facts, like, oh, he gonna be out in like a year or two, like, I ain't never tripped. Like, the more older I got, like, that shit started hurting a nigga, and I eventually like stopped giving a fuck. Like, I got used to it. Like, you know, I ain't got no dad, nigga. I'm growing up and I know dad. I've been doing this, I've been doing that. Like, you feel me? I wasn't tripping. Like,
What did he go to jail for?
some pimping and some other shit. Like, I never really got too deep into that shit for real. Cause, like, me and my dad, I ain't gonna lie, we was growing up. We never used to talk for real. Like, I ain't gonna lie, I used to write hella letters, but like, I was so young and stubborn, like, I felt like I was my own man, like, I don't know, like, I wasn't really worried about them letters, like, I was too focused on what I was doing, like, you feel me? Like, any regular young nigga, you feel me, that's just out there thugging, you feel me? I feel like that shit just regular, like, I really felt like I was my own man, like, I was taking care of shit, getting shit done, like, nigga wasn't tripping off that shit for real.
What was high school like for you?
High school, that shit was cool. High school was cool. I made it through high school. In middle school, that's when I started fucking up. Like seventh grade, like, that's when niggas start getting like real. Like, I always been around that shit, but like, that's when niggas like start getting a real taste of thugging for real. Like, middle school, like, that's the first year I gave up basketball. Like, from like the 1st to the 6th grade, that's all I cared about was basketball. Like, 7th grade, I started caring about bitches and shit, you feel me? All this other shit, you feel me? Niggas just thugging, all that other shit. And I was finna fail middle school at a point. I had all Fs, but the way school was to me, like, I was never dumb. Like, if I had all Fs, it's cause I really wasn't doing my work. Like, it wasn't cause I was really trying and I'm stupid. Like, if I'm getting all Fs, it's cause I'm really not doing my work. Like, I'm in the next nigga class, you feel me? I'm probably at the burrito truck or something, like, you feel me? Just thugging. But my mom, when she used to see the report cards, she used to be like, Cuddy, if you don't get this shit together, we gonna move out of Atlanta. Like, nigga, I don't know what got into you. Like, nigga, we gonna get up out of here. I used to always take that shit as a joke. Like, we on Section 8 and shit. Man, we ain't going nowhere. Like, you feel me? I'm stubborn. I ain't knowing she's serious. Ninth grade come. I did good in the 9th grade, but like when my progress reports used to come out, like, I ain't gonna lie, like, beginning of the quarters, I always had bad grades. I always had Fs and shit, but I ain't really gave a fuck, cause like, I figured out how to finesse high school as a young nigga. Like, teachers, they had makeup work and shit, you feel me? So what I used to do, I ain't give a fuck whole quarter, like, whatever. Like, last week or two before the report cards really come out, they passing out all that graded work over the whole quarter, and I ain't did none of this shit. It's makeup work, right? Yeah. You did this, that shit graded, you got an A on that. Let me see that, nigga. You feel me? So I'm making friends with all the white people. Like, I was never like, you feel me? Like, I wouldn't know. A lot of niggas be racist. Like, I fucked with all races, from the Mexicans, white people, the Latinos. Like, you feel me? I fuck with everybody. So, nigga, I used to have hella white friends. I ain't gonna lie. So that's how I used to finesse the high school game, like that makeup work shit for real. I ain't gonna lie.
Got you through it?
Hell yeah.
Got you through high school and everything?
Hell yeah. Nigga be asleep the whole quarter in class. As soon as that makeup work come out, nigga, it's on. Teacher be like, damn, like, ooh, you really smart when you want to. Like, yeah, I know. Like, you feel me? I just, man, I'm going through shit. Like, you feel me? Just gotta know how to play that shit. But in the 10th grade, my mama, she was going through some shit. Like, she was in a hospital, and she was down there like dying. I don't know if the doctor, I still don't know to this day if the doctor was really trying to scare us, but they was like, yo, mom down there dying. Like, and then we young. I'm asking, And the doctor, like, you feel me? Like, why? Like, what's going on? And I'm asking my grandpa and shit too. Yeah, like, they was like, nigga, stress, nigga. That's what happened when you stress your mommy out. Like, you been stressing her out. I'm like, cut it, that shit hurt my soul. Like, I was like, I'm doing this to my mom. I got her in the hospital dying off of stress. I still don't know to this day. When I go back home, I'ma ask her. But yeah, they was telling me and my sister, like, we was just stressing her out. Like, she just wanted better for us. Like, my mom, she used to always compare me to my dad. She used to be like, it was little shit I was doing when I was young. She used to be like, and you gonna end up just like your dad. Like, And my grandmas, they used to tell me that type of shit too. Like, you feel me? So, aunties, all that shit. So, I always tried to overcome that as a young nigga. I always tried to stay focused, hoop dreams, whatever, but that shit ain't never played out for a nigga. Like, for real. Like, I can never stay focused. Like, I had hoop dreams, but everybody I was with around me, like, ain't had no hoop dreams. So it was easier to, you feel me, fall into that lane, you feel me, all that other shit. Like, but moral of the story though, yeah, she in like 10th grade, when they talking about we stressing her out and shit. So as soon as she get out the hospital, we move from Vallejo straight to Benicia. I'm in the 10th grade. Like, this is my second semester, the 10th grade. I go straight to Benicia. Cuddy, I couldn't believe it. I remember the first day we walked to the office while they was in school. Shit, I'm like, what the fuck is we going here for? I'm thinking, cause me and my sister, we used to always go to different schools. She used to go to the good schools. I used to go to all the regular schools, like, you feel me? Vallejo High, Vallejo Middle, like all the little regular shit. 9th grade academy, all the little regular shit. Like, I ain't never went to no good school. I'm thinking we coming here to, you feel me, roll my sister up. And she signing my name and shit. I'm like, Cuddy, you got me going here? Like, what's up with you? Like, and when we go to sign up, everybody at lunch. So I'm seeing like what my atmosphere gonna look like. Cause I ain't see no black people. It's all white people. I was never used to that. When I was going to school, it was more diverse, but it was more my type of people there. You feel me? Like, Cuddy, I'm going there. It's all white people. It look like how high school be in the movies, like on some High School Musical shit, like on some old. You seen Blue Mountain State?
I have,
like, it's a show called Blue Mountain State. It's a college, but that's that high school used to remind me of. Like, they used to, them white people, young, turned off real uppers, like turned up off them drugs, like beer ponging, like hella little shit. Like, that was a new atmosphere. That shit was crazy. Like, I was so sick. I used to be at that school every day. My hood down, hella low. You can't even see my eyes. Like, motherfuckers used to be scared of me up there. And I used to like slap boxing. I used to bully a lot of niggas. Like, I slap a nigga, like test him, like see if you wanna, you feel me? Niggas never on that up there, but like when I'm going to Vallejo, I'm used to that. Like, you feel me? Like, that's all we used to do is slap box. Like, that shit was regular. Like, that shit was fun. Like, niggas ain't never really got mad off that shit. Like, it was just like a sport. When I came up there, niggas wasn't that rough, you feel me? I had to adapt to that little weak-ass environment. But shit, that shit ain't changing, nigga, though, you feel me? I was still always in my city. Like, all my niggas is from the V. That shit couldn't keep me away from my city.
So you eventually graduate?
Yeah.
And do you ever work a regular job, or do you just go straight to music?
Hell no, I worked a regular job for sure. My first job was at KFC. I was working at KFC because, why the fuck? Somebody had a KFC plug. Like, I don't know who had the KFC plug, but somebody had a KFC plug, and his manager, her name Sang, shout out Sang, cause from the start, like, she hired me and all my niggas. Like, I know for a fact she ain't really believe in us, but she gave young niggas a chance. Like, she ain't had to do that shit. Like, she hired me, my man Juski. She hired my sister Avion. Who else she hired? Cuddy, she hired, I don't even remember who else she hired, but any nigga I was fucking with, like, around that age, like, that was around that age limit, like, fresh out of high school, shit, they was hired, like, you feel me? She done there hired all my partners, like, she was with it. Niggas was quitting hella shit, like, I'd be sitting in the window and drive through on my phone and shit. She was never really tripping on nothing, like, you feel me? She always let me do me, like, when it came down to it, like, you feel me, it get busy, like, you feel me? She know I do my thug thizzle, but, like, I was bullshitting for sure, but, like, she was fucking with a nigga, like.
Did you quit, or did
Hell yeah.
You quit?
Hell yeah.
Is that when you started doing music, or?
What, the nigga? I started going to the studio when I was like 17. I was just fucking around though. I was never serious. But one day, I got in the studio. I found this beat on YouTube. It was like a YG type beat. Like how we used to look up our beats on YouTube. It was all type beats and shit. Like, so nigga, I look up this YG type beat. That motherfucker was slapping. And I just came on tripping. I ain't gonna lie. Like, well, to me, I felt like, I ain't gonna lie. To me, I thought that bitch was the raw shit out. And then when I put that shit out, like motherfuckers, like, you feel me, from my city, they coming up to me. They like, you really got this shit. Like, keep going. Like, I'm rooting for you. You going crazy. Like, even it was niggas like, it wasn't even like all my partners that was coming up to me saying this shit. Like, it was niggas I knew that wasn't my partners, that, you feel me, that was taking the time out their day to let me know, like, Cuddy, you got this shit. Like, keep doing this shit. So that shit was motivating me. I'm like, damn, like, yeah. He ain't never said nothing to me. This nigga took time out his day, you feel me, tell me I got this shit. Like, and I ain't dropped no vid or nothing. Like, motherfuckers was fucking with that shit.
That was without any effort or anything.
That was without any effort. Like, I was just playing with that shit. Like, I just made a YouTube channel up in Brody Garage up on some cat shit. Like, fuck it, we just gonna drop it on this. Like, we ain't even know how to drop on YouTube. We looking on YouTube and shit, woo, woo, woo. Like, you feel me? But yeah, that shit motivated a nigga for sure. After I dropped that song, I ain't gonna lie, I probably worked like one more day. And then one day I had to work. I was late. Like, I had to be at work at like 2 o'clock. I'm in the bed at my house at 2 o'clock. That was my cue. That was my calling. I texted my manager. I was like, I ain't gonna make it today. She's like, oh, it's all good. Can you cover up for Woo Woo tomorrow? I was like, nah. I mean, like, I'm done. Like, I quit. Like, I ain't even want to do her like that, cause you feel me. She was cool as fuck, but she's like, oh, that's all. She wasn't tripping. She's like, oh, it's all good. Woo, wish you the best. My dumb ass thought I ain't had no plan for her all the way. That shit. Yeah. Like, I ain't quit cause I was on no rap shit. I just quit cause I was tired of that fucking greasy ass chicken shit. Like, you feel me? That shit wasn't cool. I was coming home smelling like chickens and shit every night. I had to, what the fuck I do? I started fucking with them what's the name jobs. Like, I stopped working for a minute. For like a couple months, like, you feel me, trying to get my hustle on, like, you feel me, like, shit be always backfiring. Like, as soon as a nigga gets hustle on, like, if something little happened, like something happened to a nigga car or something, like, damn, now I gotta spend $1,000 on, I'm spending $1,000 on a bucket, like, I'm spending $1,000 on a car that got 200,000 plus miles, like, you feel me, to get it fixed, like, just to maneuver, like, that shit was hurting me back in the day, like, it was just hustling. I wasn't up like that back in the day, like, you feel me, I was just doing what I could do, like, you feel me, getting in where I could fit in type shit. I did them warehouse jobs. I had like 3 warehouse jobs, temp agencies. You heard of that shit?
Yep.
Yeah, I did them temp agencies. I stopped fucking with them because, yeah, I'm in there lifting boxes, assembly lines, Cuddy, that shit. I think that's the reason my back fucked up to this day. Like, if you ever pay attention, like, it'd be hard. I can't sit up straight. And if I sit up straight, I look weird. Like, it look like I'm trying to, like a girl trying to put her titties out or something when I try to sit up straight. Like, I don't got scoliosis, but my back fucked up. Like, I think it's because of that assembly line shit. It's because of that. And it's cause, I ain't gonna lie, that's from sleeping every day in class. I ain't gonna lie, like, when they start coming out with them desks with the pole attached to the seat, you know what I'm talking about?
I don't think I've seen those now.
Cuddy, well, when we was in the V, they had the motherfucking, they had the desk with a bar attached to the seat. Ain't used to be like that in middle school, but like, I don't know, they got fed up or something. Nigga, you couldn't scoot back, no nothing, so. I'm falling asleep every day. I'm in a chair like this, and that shit, I felt that shit in my back every time I woke up, but that was the only comfortable way for me to sleep back in the day, so that shit fucked the nigga back up over time too.
Okay, so you graduate from high school, you have some jobs going on, you know, you're doing music. Now, I've also heard that, you know, Vallejo's a pretty violent city, especially for being such a small city. And then they have like a really small amount of cops there.
Yeah.
Can you talk about that? Is that true or?
Yeah. It was one year we ain't had nothing but like what 5 to 7 cops. Like, murder rate was going crazy that year. Like, it was like that for like a couple years though. It wasn't just 1 year. It was like that. I think it was like that for a couple years. Like, and we starting to get a little more police now, but I ain't gonna lie, like, the youth, like the generation, it get crazier and crazier. When we was young growing up, like we was turning up the city, like OGs, like we had OGs ready to get on us, like you feel me? Cause we wasn't going for a lot of shit, and like they wasn't used to seeing that type of shit, like. Cause I ain't never seen no young niggas like come at they elders like that, like you feel me? We was breeding, we not even knowing, like we breeding younger demons, like all the young niggas that you feel me, that's around us, you feel me? All we doing is just breeding them. So now when they getting a little older, like we older now, like you feel me? These young niggas, like they crazier than what we was back in the day, like you feel me? We breeding real pit bulls, like when we was young, like a lot of motherfuckers used to just come, you feel me, come pull up on us and see what we was doing, like you feel me? See how we was doing shit, how we was rocking, you feel me? Niggas go back to their little spots, they hoods or whatever, you feel me? Apply it to, you feel me? Apply it to their lifestyle, you feel me? How they was living, you feel me? We was putting niggas on game for real. But I ain't gonna lie, the generation, like now it's getting crazier and crazier, like. And then this young niggas looking up to them niggas, and they getting crazier, like it's niggas out there, 12 years old, like ready to catch a body, like it's just getting younger and younger.
Man, yeah, that's what I was reading about that, man.
Yeah, man.
I was kind of tripping out, like, wow. I mean, cause, you know, even though it's a smaller city, it's still still got enough people.
Oh yeah, it's active, and it's a lot of niggas out there that you feel me, like a lot of niggas out there got a lot to prove, like it's a lot of motherfuckers out there that ain't got nothing going for themselves, so you feel me, they gonna have something to prove, like niggas wanna be like top dogs, like you ain't finna be like no big dog, like on some CEO rich nigga shit, like motherfucker wanna be big demon mode, like you feel me, he wanna be that, he wanna be nigga wanna be DaBoii, you feel me?
A lot more dudes like that now coming up. When you first got your buzz, man, I mean, it sounds like you got a kind of a buzz from the beginning. When the first time you put something out, man, what was that like for you?
I ain't gonna lie, that shit was crazy, like when our first show in Vallejo, that motherfucker, we had a show at the Boys and Girls Club. My big brother put that shit together. Kurt, shout out Kurt, Lil Kilo. That nigga, he threw a show for us at the Boys and Girls Club. We like, bro, you wanna throw a show for us? Like, we never did no show. We don't know how that shit gonna do. But all right, if you, like, it was little shit. Like, I got 500 for y'all. Like, like 500, we'll do that shit. Like, you feel me? Like, we don't care. Like, nigga, it's free money. Like, you wanna do a show? We ain't think nobody's gonna pull up. You feel me? We throw the motherfucking show. We pulling up to the Boys and Girls Club. That motherfucker, like, the line coming out the north damn near. Like, that motherfucker all the way from what? That motherfucker's down there from College Park to motherfucking almost Loafers damn near. Like, that motherfucker was long as fuck. I'm looking at Brody. I'm like, bro, they here for us? I'm like, hell nah. Hell nah. It was so many people. More than half of the people that was in line couldn't even get in. Like, the Boys and Girls Club ain't seen no shit like that before. And like for these little niggas from the V, like we all know these niggas, hell nah. Like everybody, we don't know what's finna go down. All these motherfuckers ain't coming in. Everybody that was in there was from the V. If they wasn't from the V, like they had like might be a motherfucker from like Sac or Fairfield, and they was like affiliated with somebody in the V, so it was easier for them to get in. You feel me? Everybody we performed for was in front of V, but we had our city support though, for sure. So it was easier. I feel like it's easier when you got your city, because when your city supporting you, it's like when a motherfucker come to that city, like, what, you feel me? That's what they gonna hear, like who the most poppin'est nigga out there. So you feel me? But our first show, like OT, like Portland, Seattle, that's when we was sick. I think before the beat come on, like the motherfucking crowd rapping our shit, we ain't even saying nothing. Me, T.O.G., Slimmy, we all looking at each other like, the fuck? Like, nigga, they know the words. Like, we in Portland. We from the Bay. We from Vallejo. Like, we in Seattle. Like, but we not knowing. But as we get older, we not knowing, like, Seattle and Portland, like, they big on Bay Area music. But that was shit. We was young, though, so that was big to us.
Were your views on YouTube going crazy at the time?
I don't even think they was going that crazy. That's why we was buzzed. We like, Cuddy, these views really count. Like, we even touch our first million yet. Like, we probably had like 100,000 at the most at the time. Like, you feel me? Like, that shit was crazy. Like, views, I ain't gonna lie, them views start going crazy out of nowhere. Like, it never just kicked off and just started going crazy. Like, we was doing regular shit, like 10K views a day, and then one day, I don't know. I really don't know. Like, we was just stamped one day.
Kind of came out of nowhere.
Out of nowhere.
Man, do you remember getting your first money from rap?
Yeah. We used to split, like, me, T.O.G., and Slim, we used to split YouTube checks. Like, we used to get YouTube checks. We used to get, like, we probably used to get, like, 3-some bands every month. Like, you feel me? We used to all split that 4 ways, and that was cool. All these young niggas like, oh, shit, we getting a couple $100 off rapping. Like, shit, we finna keep putting out more shit and make it triple. Like, you feel me?
At what point did you feel like, yo, like, we need to go harder? Like, this shit could be big.
Man, I always felt like that, but, like, you feel me? Like, it was so much shit going on in our inner circle, like, we could never get to that point. We could never have all 4 niggas all on the same type of time, you feel me? So that shit ended up fading out, but, like I said, like, when I was telling you earlier, I ain't never felt like how I felt before. Like, this my first time feeling like this. Like, oh yeah, nigga, it's time. Like, nigga, I gotta put my foot against. Like, I always felt like that, like back in the day. But like, nah, I ain't even gonna say like that, cause I really ain't even feel like that back in the day. Like, I don't know. A nigga at the same time, like, I was young. I wasn't even really hungry for real. Like, you feel me? Niggas just start rapping and then niggas just start blowing up. Like, I wasn't even rapping for 6 months before niggas start blowing up. You feel me? Like, I ain't got a chance to grind for real. But, so we already went to the top, you feel me? Boom. So when we start rapping, we go straight to the top. Like, and once all this bullshit happened, we straight to the bottom. So now we straight to the bottom. I got the chance to grind it out, you feel me? So now I know my do's and don'ts with this shit, you feel me? I know what I'm doing right, I know what I'm doing wrong. I done learned a lot, so I'm thankful for the bottom, you feel me? Like, not bottom like on no money shit, but like on some music shit, like stamped with this shit, like DaBoii, like he ain't making as much noise compared to no SOB, RBE, nigga, as a whole, nigga. Like, I'm trying to get to that point, like, nigga, I'm trying to be one of them boys, like, I'm trying to be top 5 out here for real, like. And this my first time really feeling like this. Like, I feel more refreshed. Like, you feel me, nigga? More. I just feel more refreshing. Like.
Seems like you're a lot more hungry.
Yeah, I'm way more hungry. I got the chance to go to the bottom for real. Like, we was just at the top and we ain't know what we was doing right and what we was doing wrong. Like, we doing everything right. Well, we not knowing we doing everything right. So you gonna try to switch the formula up and we started doing shit that was wrong. That shit was just fucking shit up for real. Like, that shit deep for real. Like, I'm thankful for the bottom though, cause that shit, all that the shit did was just make a humbler beast out of a nigga for real. Like, see, I ain't gonna lie, I got shit coming out. I ain't never been as comfortable in the studio as I am today. I ain't gonna lie.
When did you first see your first big bag from music?
It was probably my first big bag. I think my first big bag was when we got off tour. We got off tour with Sage. Like, we was support, so we splitting. We going to every city with them across the globe. We getting 500 a show. We splitting that more than 4 ways, cause it's 4 rappers. It's a DJ. We got managers. We got gas. Like, you feel me? We got hotels. Like, it's hella shit. So that was really nothing. That was basically for free. For real. Shout out Sage though, cause that tour made us realize, like, okay, like, we could really do something, and that shit helped us get a lot of fans. Right after that tour, like, I think like a couple months later, we went on our own tour called the Young Wild Nation tour, and we had OMB Peasy with us. Then every show was sold out. Like, as soon as we post a show, like, it'll be sold out in seconds. Like our manager used to run the SOB page. They'll post it, like, boom, post a show. A couple seconds later, post it, sold out. I hit him like, Cuddy, that shit really sold out? And be like, bro, yes. And I was like, Cuddy. Niggas couldn't believe that shit. But after that Young Wild Nation tour, niggas got that big bag though. Like, we all left with a little chunky yunky.
Are you still in the hood at this time? Are you living a regular life still?
Yeah, regular life. So I'm still living a regular life. Like, I mean, shit, I ain't gonna lie, like, I was just on this house arrest shit for a couple months. Like, that shit simmered the nigga down too. Like, that shit taught me how to focus. Like, that shit taught me about what's important. Like, I can't just be anywhere, cause my PO will question me, like, what are you doing here? Like, you not supposed to be here. Like, woo, woo, woo. Like, and then I had to explain to her what I'm doing. Like, so you feel me? I'm focusing on getting this, this house arrest shit. So I'm just doing what I gotta do. But it's crazy though, cause I'm in San Diego with my girl, and then my uncle out there, I see him on the story on Instagram. I hit him, I'm like, you out here in San Diego? Like, woo, woo, woo. Like, all right, tap in with you, woo, we got. So I pull up on his hotel one night, his hotel like 30 minutes away. I pull up on him, we talking, you feel me? They drinking and shit, you feel me? We smoking and shit, we just talking for hella long. I'm showing them some of my unreleased songs. I ain't even had hella unreleased shit. Like, I just had like 2-3 good unreleased songs at the time. Like, and this a couple months ago. Like, I wasn't working that hard. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Like, I was never in the studio like how I am right now. He was like, he listening to, I'm showing him gangster shit before it came out. Like, I already had it recorded, but I ain't drop it. He like, oh, this shit hard. I'm showing him some other shit. Like, he like, you know what you need to do, nephew? He's like, nigga, you need a sacrifice. Like, you need like a 3-month sacrifice. Just work, nigga, work, and just see what that shit do. Like, you feel me? Woo, woo, woo. I'm like, what you mean? Like, I'm like, he like 3-month sacrifice. Don't go on no trips. Don't go out and kick it. Just straight studio, and you just be home with your family. Just sacrifice. I'm like, damn, all right. As soon as I get back home, I'm already supposed to be on house arrest, but me and my lawyer, we've been stalling that shit for hella long. Like, I've been trying to get a lot of shit done. But she like, you got an appointment up there. I'm thinking it's just to sign up for the ankle monitor, you feel me? And I go, I'm signing a paper or something. Man, that motherfucking lady came and put that motherfucker around my ankle. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, oh, what's this? She's like, oh yeah, you on ankle monitor. Like, what you mean? Like, you gotta do this many days. Like, you feel me? And then you'll be off if you good. I'm like, cuz, I'm thinking I came to this bitch to sign up and pick when I want to get on this motherfucker. You feel me? Hell nah. She just put that bitch on me. I was sick. I was like, damn. So yeah, they put that bitch on me. And then shit, I ain't gonna lie, like.
How long were you on it?
I was only on it for like 3-4 months, but that was my sacrifice though. Like, it's like he jinxed me like, wait, like, it's crazy how he say 3 months and I go on that shit for that certain amount of times. Like, I'm forced to. That was my sacrifice. Like, and they know, like, you feel me? They know that I rap, you feel me? I do this, I do that, you feel me? So all I'm doing is I'm just going to the studio and shooting videos and shit. Like, I ain't gonna lie. That shit, house arrest got me in my bag too. Like, I'm in the studio. It was nothing to do. Like, you feel me? I couldn't do what I really wanted to do. So, you feel me? I'm in the studio so much. It's like that shit like going to the gym. I tell niggas like, I tell niggas that got talent. Like, when you in the studio, it's like going to the gym. Like, nigga, you can't show up for the basketball game, nigga. You ain't been practicing, nigga. You ain't finna start, nigga. Sit your ass on the bench. Like, niggas that been putting in work, these are niggas that's gonna start, nigga. You gotta wait your turn, nigga. Yeah, you got talent, but nigga, you ain't been putting in work. Like, you feel me? That's the same shit. So I'm in that gym putting in work, and I'm getting better and better. I'm not writing nothing. Freestyle, punching. I'm doing hooks, hella shit. Like, nigga, it's like that shit in me for real. I feel like this shit on my sleeve. Like, I could freestyle a song faster than I could write that bitch for real. I ain't gonna lie.
What'd you do with your first big bag from rap? Did you invest it? Did you just blow it?
Mm-hmm. Hell yeah, like, I'm young, like probably just turned 19. Like, we not used to touching like no shit like that, especially off rap. Like, what, nigga, we buying chains, grills, yeah, glasses, nigga, clothes, like, you feel me? We fucking around, but I always got my shit together though, like, you feel me? Always got an apartment, like, you feel me? Whoop, 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 like, you feel me? Always had my little hustle on, you feel me? But nothing major, like, niggas wasn't too big on that investing shit when they was that young, I ain't gonna lie.
What was the biggest thing that you blew the money on?
What the fuck is it been? I ain't gonna lie, like, me, like, it was kind of both of me. Like, I spent a lot on my look, and I spent a lot of money in the studio because we was still always independent. Like, and I always had to pay for my own studio sessions. Like, I'm going to a studio session that's $100 an hour, woo, woo, woo. Like, you feel me? Woo, that shit add up. Like, especially when you're in the booth for real. Like, I was just fucking around for real. Just doing anything I wanted for real. Like, I was really just doing anything I wanted. If I wanted that shit, I was getting that shit. Like, you feel me? Whip, if I wanted it, I'll buy it. Like, ice, if I want that shit, I'm gonna buy it. Like, you feel me? I'd probably have like 3 grills, like 3 Cartiers, like hella little shit. Like, it was fucking around.
You mentioned the car. Was it fully loaded and everything?
What you mean fully loaded?
Like, Like all the extra stuff, like.
Nah. I just had a little Audi.
Oh, okay.
A little Audi. When I was a young nigga, though, I come from a Dodge Stratus. You feel me? Like that motherfucker was a buck. Like my mom handed that shit down to me. Like that right before that motherfucker was finna break down. Like every time I used to hit the block, like motherfuckers know when DaBoii hitting the block, nigga. Cause I had like. My steering wheel was like rusty and it was hard to turn. So every time I turn, you hear, like you hear me coming down the block. Like you feel me? Like, oh, that's DaBoii every time.
Okay. How did the group actually come together back in the day?
How did we go? Niggas came together on some like, all right, my niggas is my niggas. Like, T.O., he had his own little clique. Like it was just him and his man's Wayne for real. Like, we was deep though, so, but I knew T.O. cause I used to play the game with him, you feel me? He was always on the game. Me and my niggas, like I'm going to school with my niggas, like you feel me? We going to parties, we just going everywhere, like it's my family for real, doing everything. But T.O. always doing music, but I used to play the game with him, like, and I was supporting that nigga too. I was like, hey, cool, like, I play the game with this nigga, I'm supporting. And I ain't never really linked up with that nigga for real, like. So one day, I just hit this nigga like, what you on? He like, shit, nothing. I'm like, cut, we over here trying to work this studio, bro. Like, we don't know what the fuck to do. Can you come show us something? You feel me? Like the program we had, like he was like, I can't really show y'all because I don't work on this program. I can show y'all what I do on my program. Like, you feel me? He's like, what the fuck you got? I think he had Pro Tools. We had something like Reason or something. Like, that shit, I don't know, that shit was dumb. He was like, bro, it's better if y'all just come to my stool. But then he was like, I charge y'all like whoop an hour. Then he thought about it. He was like, matter of fact, bro, no charge, bro. Like, you good, bro. You my nigga, bro. These my niggas. Like, you feel me? We're gonna get this shit together. And that's how that shit came about. Like, Slimmy went to your garage first. Like, after that day, like, you feel me? Them niggas was texting. They got each other locked in. Slimmy was the first one to go to the garage. He made a song with him and Tion, and he sent it to us in a group chat. We was like, oh, this motherfucker going crazy. And then shit, me and Brody, we came to agreement, like, and we meant that niggas gonna make this shit one, SOB, RBE, we was gonna take over the streets, you feel me? We already had the streets, so you feel me? That shit was easy, like, all we had to do was just, you feel me, do something, like, you feel me? The city was gonna support, like, you feel me? But when Brody tagged along with us, like, you feel me, it was easier for all of us to blow up, like, he really been making music, but we was never making music, but like, we already had the streets and we already had our generation, like, you feel me? So
you guys were both buzzing.
Yeah, when T.O. and Slimmy dropped their first song, I posted the preview on my Twitter and my IG. I don't even think Slimmy had an IG and shit, but I don't know about it. They ain't even had Twitters and shit. Like, I had that shit, like, and I got like 100 retweets. And it's everybody from the V, like, you feel me? That's big for a nigga that, like, this ain't even my song, like, these my niggas. I got everybody supporting this shit, like, you feel me? It was cracking, I ain't gonna lie, like, the city was supporting. As soon as niggas started dropping, like, it was easy, niggas just took off for real.
You know, I'm sure everywhere you go, people are always asking about the breakup and everything.
Mm-hmm.
What's been the aftermath of the breakup? Like, what's changed the most?
I mean, shit. I still be on the same shit, like, you feel me? Like, I'm the same nigga, like, ain't nothing really changed besides, like, mode, like, you feel me? Like, niggas is getting better mentally, like, you feel me? Like, niggas is elevating, like, niggas is finally, like, you feel me? Like, that hard work paying off, like, I feel like I could really do something solo now, for real, like, and I ain't no cocky shit or nothing, but, like, you supposed to feel like the best nigga, but, like, I ain't gonna lie, I really feel like I'm him. Like, I'm one of the best niggas out. Like, I ain't gonna say I'm the best nigga out, but I feel like that. You feel me? Like, when I'm in the studio, like, I feel like can't nobody fuck with me. Like, even my favorite rappers, I feel like I get in the studio with any one of them niggas. Them niggas, I let a nigga come on first. I feel like I could rip him. You know? Like, even if he one of my favorite rappers, like, I don't know, like, that shit just be in me for real. Like, I've been tripping lately, I ain't gonna lie, like, but.
What's the craziest thing you've seen about yourself since the breakup on the internet?
Craziest thing.
Or heard about yourself?
Heard about myself. About the craziest thing I heard about myself. Niggas say I hang with rats and shit up on the internet. Like, come on, cuz. Like, I don't rock like that. Like, what DaBoii say he is, that's what DaBoii say he is, nigga. If I say I don't do this, if I say I do that, then like, you feel me, that's what it is, nigga. If I say I don't do something, that's what it is. But like, the way this generation is now, like, it's the internet world. Like, I'm still old school. I still play by the old rules, you feel me? Like, I live in reality. I'm not finna take my world to the internet, cause you feel me, that's not how I was raised. That's not what I was raised upon, you feel me? Like, I'm raised around like OGs and shit. Like, we don't respect that type of shit, like, you feel me? Like, if motherfucker, like, if I was really hanging with rats, like, it would've really been out yet. Like, you just hearing it out of nigga mouth that's on the internet, that got a following, so it's easy for motherfuckers to run with it and say this and that, you feel me? But nigga, you pop up, motherfucker ain't gonna pop up to the city and see what's really going on, nigga. You would never in life see me around no rat. Like, nigga, I got a whole son that look up to me. Nigga, I don't rock like that. Like, nigga, I'm a grown-ass man out here, you feel me? That shit cute and all on the internet, but you feel me? I'm too solid. Like, I'm not one of them niggas. I'm not finna prove myself to no fucking internet, like, you feel me? All the little fans that be saying that shit, like, they not even street niggas, like, real street niggas know, like, you feel me? And ain't nobody gonna approach me in person and say no stupid ass shit like that, like, you feel me? Cause they know how niggas coming, like, so I don't even bother that shit, like, you feel me? That shit's crazy though, like, that's some crazy ass shit, mamas.
Do you feel like the fans had any influence on the breakup?
Yeah, cause like, I mean, cause they lead shit on, like, and it be like, the fans that's leading shit on, like, it's not even known, like, these little ass kids and shit in the comments, and like, that's our age and shit, like, you feel me, that's older. They laughing at shit like it's goofy, but the little kids is one that's leading shit on, like, so lead shit, I don't know, like, yeah, like, instigating always a part of you, feel me, or something.
I see some crazy Instagram, I mean, not even with you guys, but with just
hip-hop
like, beef, man.
The internet is crazy, like, that's the main instigation place, like, you feel me, and love the internet, cause they could say a lot of shit that they'd never say to a in person. Like, it's easier to say something on the internet than say this and that in person, cause really don't be walking out. Motherfuckers really not walking around with they chest out like that. Like, you feel me? Niggas not really hard body like that. Like, you not finna tell this nigga, oh, use a bitch, nigga. Like, you feel me? You gonna run on the internet and say it, or you gonna pillow talk to a bitch or somebody else about it, and motherfucker gonna hear about it in the streets type shit. Like, ain't too many niggas that's gonna out there and be like, oh, I spit on you, nigga, you's a bitch, nigga. Like, you feel me? That's a real man, that's respectable, nigga. I'm typing nigga, I got a problem with you, I'll let you know. Like, that's how I'ma come at you, like, nigga. I see a nigga dissing me on the internet, nigga, I'm like, what's your number? Tap in with me. I FaceTime a nigga, say what I gotta say, or DM a nigga, say what I gotta say. Nigga see a nigga out, do what I gotta do. Like, you feel me? You will never see me on no internet crying and shit, saying this and saying that. I don't got nothing to prove no internet, nigga. What I say I am, that's what I is, nigga. I stand on all 10. About mine, 200.
Have you talked to T.O. since the breakup?
Mm-hmm.
Are you guys on talking terms now, or?
Hell no.
No? I mean, I actually seen about in January, he released a diss song towards you where he sampled Vlad, part of your Vlad TV interview.
Yeah.
What'd you think when you seen that?
Cuddy, that shit goofy. Like, what I say in the interview, that's what I say in the interview. Like, what I say. Like, what the fuck did I say? Like, it said something about rat or something. I was like, nigga, I don't associate with him, but like, his family, my family. Like, if I see that nigga mama out, like, nigga, ain't no bad blood. I'ma hug her. I love her. Like, his little brother, Noodles, Thieves, like, them still my niggas. Like, you feel me? RP Birdie, like, I don't associate with no rat though. Like, you feel me? You'll never see me with no rat. I don't shake hands with them type of dudes. Like, you feel me? Like, that's all that was. Like, I'm saying, like, oh yeah, like, his mom, like, she raised everybody on that block. Like, you type shit. Like, you feel me? Like, if I'm around, cuz, that's what make me a rat. Like, I don't even see him. Like, I don't rock like that. Like, it is what it is. Like, I stand on all 10, bro. Like,
frustrates you?
You said what?
It frustrates you? Seeing that type of stuff about you?
On the internet? Hell no, I don't give a fuck. Like, it's the internet. Like, ain't nobody came up to me and said nothing to me in person yet. Like, come on, cuz, internet. Like, the internet gonna be the internet. Like, if you not, cause everybody everybody on the internet, ain't nobody on the internet that's just all, that got all positivity coming towards their way. Like, it's haters everywhere. Like, you feel me? That shit regular. Like, you feel me? That shit ain't nothing to a giant, though. Like, you feel me?
You know, man, I mean, I could probably tell from the interview already what the answer is.
What?
But I see this on the comments a lot, man. I mean, the fans really want you guys to get back together.
Yeah.
Is there any chance
Shit.
that you guys could ever work it out?
I mean, shit, I don't really, like, you feel me? I never really had a problem with bro, like, you feel me? Like, I don't know. It just be a lot of he say, she say, a lot of internet shit, like, you feel me? But I ain't gonna lie, like, it really ain't no point at this point, like, cool, like.
You guys are just kind of just moved on.
Yeah, like, niggas growing up, like, you feel me? If Phil got to that point, already got to that point. We try to, you feel me, get back together, you feel me? Trying to bring some shit back from the dead, now it ain't gonna work. Like, you feel me? Hell nah, it ain't gonna work. That shit not gonna work, bro. Hell nah. I love that little nigga though. Like, you feel me? Like, we been through some shit together. I love that little nigga. Ain't like, you feel me? But hell nah though. Like, I feel better right now. Like, I feel way more refreshing. I feel new. Like, you feel me? I feel grown. Like, you feel me? I ain't on no little kid shit. Like, you feel me? I don't got to worry about nobody talking behind my back, like, you feel me? Like, everybody that's in my corner, I know they solid, like, you feel me? I ain't worried about, like, what's the point of getting back together? So we could, like, what? So we could sell shows out? Like, fuck all that. Like, nigga, I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing. I'm going to sell my own shows out, like, you feel me? I'm just keep stepping, like, I might not get to that big-ass point to where we was, like, but you feel me? I can make something out of this shit for sure, like, you feel me? That's cool, like. I'm gonna get my little run, like, ain't worried about that, like, but this shit is about solidness and loyalty, like, you feel me? Like, I don't care, fuck all that spotlight shit.
Also, in your recent song, that I think it's on almost 1 million views in a couple months, gangster shit. It sounds like, you know, in the comments, a lot of the fans thought you were taking a shot at RBE. Is there anything to that, or?
What I say?
This SOB X, we don't fuck with them or something like that?
Yeah. We don't. Nah, just being honest. We don't fuck with them niggas. They don't fuck with us. We don't fuck with them. Straight up. I ain't sugarcoating nothing. Like, we don't fuck with them niggas. That's just what it is.
So not really a diss, just more of just.
Ain't no diss. Like, that's straight up. Yeah, straight up. Like, the proof is in the pudding. We don't fuck with them niggas. They don't fuck with us, nigga. It is what it is. We stand on our 10, y'all stand on y'all 10. Like, you feel me? It is what it is, nigga.
Now that the group's broken up, do you feel like you're like an underdog again?
Hell yeah. I underdog in the group. I'm still the underdog. I ain't no big-ass artist. Hell yeah. Like, I got a lot to prove. Like, they always gonna compare me to that old DaBoii. Like, oh, old DaBoii flow used to be like this. Whoop, whoop. Like, like, you feel me? And like, I'm not the hardest nigga coming out the Bay right now. Like, we got niggas out there that's popping right now. Like, you feel me? Like, I gotta let niggas know, like, nigga, this shit my shit. Like, niggas can't fuck with me for real. Like, I fuck with everybody out there. But me personally, like, I feel like niggas can't fuck with me. I ain't gonna lie. Like, I fuck with everybody music though, but that's how you supposed to feel though. And if you in the studio and you making music, I feel like you should feel like that too. Like, even on my niggas that I make music with, like, they feel the same way about they self. Like, they feel like can't nobody fuck with them. That's how they should feel. Like, you feel me? When you feeling like that, that's when I know, like, okay, my nigga really dedicated. He a boy, like, you feel me? Like, me and my niggas, like, we be in the studio going back to back trying to chew each other. Me, Coney, Black, Bean, Slimmy. Like, we be trying to kill each other in the studio. Like, we be Neff too. Like, Cuddy, we all feel like we the rawest niggas out, but we really all raw though. Like I could really name way more niggas out there that I be fucking with, but like, I really fuck with a lot of niggas out there. Like, I fuck with a lot of niggas from the Bay. I ain't gonna lie. Like, I'm one of them niggas, like, I see you don't even gotta have no big buzz. I can see that you got talent. Like, I tap in with you, like, what's up with you, bro? I'm rocking with you. Let's do something. Let's get it in. Like, you feel me? I like to work, like, you feel me? And I like to spread spotlight, you feel me? A lot of niggas ain't like that. Like, a lot of niggas don't like to spread spotlight. They want it all to they self. Like, I know how that shit feel, cause it was once before, like, I don't got no big ass spotlight right now, but it was once before, like, I ain't had no spotlight at all, and I wish a nigga was bigger than me in my DMs, slide in my DMs, say some shit like that. So, you feel me? Like, I get niggas that feeling like, what's up with it? Let's work. Like, let's get it in. Like, you feel me? I do that shit all the time. Like, I hit a nigga from fucking Minnesota that's hard right now. Like, you feel me? He got his city and they rocking with him. They got their support, you feel me? And I'm fucking with this shit. I tap in with a nigga. Like, that's how I be moving. Like, I tap in with the streets.
From the early years of hip hop, you know, NWA, even EPMD, you know, throughout the years, man, it's always been hard for groups to stay together.
Hey.
You know, what do you think it is, the reason why it's so hard for groups?
Shit, like, you gotta, man, like, a lot of groups be young. Like, when niggas be in groups, like, niggas be teenagers for real. Like, and when you a teenager, you're not grown. Like, you still growing up. Like, you still learning. Like, everybody growing up, we all seeing the same shit. We learning the same shit, but, like, a lot of motherfuckers take information in differently and shit. So, and it make a lot of shit make this person a certain type of way. Like, a motherfucker could see this type of shit and it'll make him a fake nigga. And a motherfucker could see the same type of shit and it can make him a realer nigga. Like, you feel me? Like, that's just how shit is. Like, we still growing up. Like, everybody ain't fold under. A lot of motherfuckers folded under pressure and a lot of motherfuckers didn't. Like, a lot of motherfuckers wasn't ready for this shit. Like, and you gotta, like, I feel like before you form a group and you start rapping, especially if you on some street shit, like, make sure everybody, like, grew up and been through a lot of shit first. Like, you feel me? Because a lot of motherfuckers don't be ready for this shit for real.
I see you get asked about the SOB, RBE, Breakup a lot, man. Are you tired of getting asked about it?
I mean, shit, like, I don't really be getting asked about that shit no more. Like, I feel like motherfuckers understand. Like, motherfuckers be hitting me on some, coming at me, like, on some, like, I ain't gonna lie, DaBoii, like, oh yeah, you going crazy. Like, ooh, back in the day, motherfuckers used to confuse me for Slimmy. Like, hella shit. They used to be like, Slimmy B, ooh. Like, it's like, I've been stepping lately, so motherfuckers, they really starting to notice. They're like, yeah, I'm fucking with your music, bro. Keep rocking, woo. They don't even bring up SOB, RBE. Like, they bring up some DaBoii shit. I had to change my whole image. Like, when I had that fro, that's all you gonna remember is SOB, RBE when you see a nigga out. Like, you feel me? It's gonna bring you back to memories. When a nigga come with these dreads and I'm wearing hats and shit, you feel me? Nigga on some different shit, like, it's easier to, you feel me, forget. You ain't gonna forget everything, but you gonna forget a little bit. You gonna remember, like, you feel me, how the nigga with the dreads been coming instead of with the nigga with the fro, you feel me? But that shit, I just kept it gangster. I kept that shit authentic. Like, I ain't really changed my image. All I did was just dread that bitch up, like, you feel me? Still authentic, original.
So a lot of it's been more about the music lately.
What
people have been asking you about, talking to you about.
Oh, yeah. Motherfuckers just been telling me. I've been going crazy. You know, I'm keeping their mind off all that other shit, you feel me? I just been tapping in with the streets, like, you feel me?
Did you guys just drop a project recently?
Yeah.
Can you talk about that a little?
Yeah, we dropped that shit called Still Gangin'. That shit really old, though. Like, we made that tape, like 2020. Like, it was being supposed to come out, but it just now starting to come out for real, so you feel me? There's some slaps on there, though, some bangers on that bitch, though. Like, we was going crazy. Like,
is there any features on your album?
On mine's or the one we just dropped?
The one you just dropped.
We got Damn John Boy from the D. We got Nook from the D. We got Moneybags Buzz. I don't know where he from. And shit. That might be it. We might have like one nigga or two more, but I can't remember right now.
I think I seen somewhere you guys recently did a song with Little Yachty.
Oh yeah, we had a song with Lil Yachty, but like we was dealing with like clearances and shit. Like we couldn't get a hold of the right people to, you feel me, get that bitch clear. So we just said fuck it, like till we get this bitch clear, we probably gonna drop it on like the next one or something. Like.
So is that the old one from back in the day when
Slimmy was fucking with Yachty?
Yeah, so this is
it's an old ass song that I just got on, like, you feel me? Slimmy's just giving me the layup, like, little bro, like, you feel me? We gonna put this on there, we gonna rock out, nigga, we gonna, yeah. I'm like, good luck, my nigga, like, you feel me? That's how we be rocking, we look out for each other.
How come you guys couldn't get it cleared back in the day? Was that over the Migos thing?
We could have got it cleared back in, we done already had it cleared back in the day, but yeah, I don't know, like, I don't really know too much about that shit, like, it could be that Migos thing. Like, I never had a relationship with Yachty. It was Slimmy. Like, I don't know. Like, what made shit go left. Like, it was never like funk with niggas, but like, I don't know, like, niggas is just harder to reach after that from my understanding, but shit, I don't know, like, it could be that shit, it might not be, like, I don't know, like, that's a talk for them for real, like.
Were you surprised back in the day? Because you guys were still kind of coming up.
Well, when Brody said that shit?
Well, yeah, well, when you guys went on stage, but I was more talking about when the song didn't get cleared back in the day.
Nah. He never tried to drop that shit.
Oh, okay.
He never tried to drop none of that shit until like now. Like, he was just, I don't know, like, Slimmy, he a cat ass nigga. Like, he got hella songs, bangers too, like, bangers in the tuck. Like, he just, you feel me? He not stressing. He living. Like, he gonna do him. Like, when it's time for him to drop, he'll drop. Like, but he got hot shit. He got shit. Like, motherfuckers don't know. Like, what he dropping right now, he playing with motherfuckers. Like, he got shit. That man, Slimmy is raw as fuck. I ain't gonna lie. That man got shit on him.
How come he doesn't drop more?
He just a cat. Like, that's just how he is. Like, Slimmy, I'll be with Slimmy one day in the Crest. Out. Go to sleep, go home, go to sleep, wake up, he'll be in fucking Bahamas. Like, that's just how he is. Like, he be moving. He got like 30 lives that he lived that don't nobody know about. Like, you feel me? Cause he be turned up. Like, he be gone. Like, he always on the move. He never out here for too long. Like, he always taking trips and shit. I told that nigga, like, bro, if you ain't gonna drop, like, start vlogging so they can know, like, understand you more. Like, you a cat ass nigga and they wanna see that shit on camera. Like, nigga, your life a movie. Like, record that bitch for real. You know, mama's bad. He used to be living life for real.
You mentioned earlier in the interview going to the bottom.
Yeah.
From being, you know, this group that just took off out of nowhere.
Yeah.
And, you know, talented, you know, dudes came together, did it real big, millions and millions of views. How did it feel, man? You know, you're on top and now you're kind of starting over again.
Yeah.
What were you thinking at the time going through that?
What about, like?
Just like having to start over again or being on the bottom.
It was heartbreaking for sure.
Because you was never really at the bottom.
Yeah. A nigga wasn't at the bottom, but like from where we was, like you could say it's the bottom. Like we back at to where everybody else at. Like, you feel me? Like that shit was heartbreaking for sure, but like I always knew that shit was gonna pay off. Like, nigga ain't never gave up. Like, I just had to find myself in the studio. Like, I ain't never had to take the time to find myself in the studio because I had my own little flow, my own little style. Like, all nigga had to do was put a hook on it and I just, you feel me, rip that bitch and nigga, we doing numbers. Like, you feel me, that was the formula. But like, you feel me, I had to train myself. I had to start doing my own hooks. You feel me, I'm figuring out how I want to ride the beat, how I want to come on, but like, shit, that shit paid off. Like, and I ain't never been as comfortable as a nigga is in the studio today. Like, man, I love the studio. I ain't gonna lie, nigga been tripping in that bitch.
So it sounds like it's actually made you better and more prepared.
Yeah. It made me prepared. Like, you know, I ain't finna go out like no weenie. Like, niggas ain't finna be like, this nigga fell off. Like, nigga, I'm still young. I could see if I was an OG motherfucker saying I fell off, that shit don't matter. Like, I'm still young. Like, I let motherfuckers know, like, I don't need no nigga, like, nigga, I'm really talented for real, like, you feel me, I'm gonna show niggas, like, and I'm speaking real shit, like, I'm not just talking, like, you feel me, giving their ass the truth, you feel me, in that shit knocking, like, you feel me, so that's a plus, like, you feel me, I'm, nigga speaking facts, in that shit knocking, nigga, like, yeah, it's on and cracking, like, niggas in trouble, I ain't gonna lie.
Do you think when, you know, you're at this bottom point, man, and you know, you're hungry, you feel like you got a lot to prove. Did you ever want to quit, or was it just like always like, nah, I'm gonna just get this?
Oh yeah, nigga for sure wanted to quit. Like, you feel me? Like, I was on my hustling shit. Like, you feel me? I was on my hustling shit. Like, I was just, you feel me, doing whatever. Like, you feel me, trying to make a flip. Like, you feel me, type shit. Like, that shit be cool, but like, I just gotta stick. I really just need to stick to the lane that God created for me. You feel me? Like I got a voice, like, you feel me, and I gotta abuse that bitch. I gotta use it. You feel me? That shit could be bigger. Like, I don't gotta do nothing illegal for real. Like, this shit is here. Like, it's in my hands. It's just how I'm playing my cards. I just gotta play my cards right, and it's gonna play off.
Yeah, man. You guys have came a long way. You know, I see you working, man, and
working too.
You know, it's definitely paying off.
Yeah, for sure.
I definitely see it.
Appreciate you.
Yeah, definitely, man.
Yeah, I got that shit coming out for sure. What?
Were you guys ever on Wild and Out?
Yeah, all four of us.
What was that like?
Oh, it was turned up, but like, shit, I ain't gonna lie, like, I ain't grow out of my, like, I'm still young. Like, I ain't grow out of my, like, I ain't grow out of my antisocial stage yet, for real. Like we fresh off the block. Like, I had bad people skills. Like, it took me a minute to get my people skills up. Like, back in the day, like, my manager would have set this interview up with just me solo and you. I'd have been like, nigga, I ain't finna do no fucking solo interview. Like, nigga, what? Nigga, you better had a whole gang with me there and them niggas talk. Like, I'm not talking, like, nigga. Like, let them niggas talk. Like, man, like, I never used to, my people skills is terrible. Like, but now, I don't know what it was. Like, I think I ain't gonna lie, my son really matured me for real. Like, he got me getting my grown man on. Like, people skills got better. Like, you feel me? Like, I made myself like more approachable. Like, a lot of business people ain't want to approach a nigga because they used to say like, nigga look spooky. Like, you feel me? Like, I approached them, nice firm handshake. You feel me? Like, I don't got no suit and tie on, but I'm coming at you like I got a suit and tie on. Like, you feel me? Like, real businessman. Like, nigga really got.
Yeah, I can see a huge difference because I prepared this interview for you not to do a lot of talking.
Yeah, for sure.
Because
I'm
most of your
knowing.
old interviews, you don't
sure.
do a lot of talking.
Yeah, I'm already knowing. Yeah,
So
I'm
like,
already
I
knowing.
prepared. I'm like, okay, I got to prepare this shit.
Yeah, I'm already
and then
knowing.
I get here and you know you're talking and sharing stories and everything. You know,
I'm already knowing.
So
like,
that's what's up, man.
Yeah, nigga had to get out of that antisocial stage for real. Like, niggas just young, reckless, and ignorant for real. Like, nigga ain't give a fuck. Like, I'm good now.
When you guys were on Wild and Out, you guys didn't do any battling.
We could have though. Like, Nick and them, they was asking us like, come on, like, y'all ready? Like, I'm like, hell nah, nigga. Like, nigga, we ain't finna, y'all, we gonna leave that for y'all. Like, we ain't doing that shit. Like, I ain't gonna lie, that shit would have been a good look, but like, I ain't gonna lie, that's Wild and Out. Like, I was watching that since I was in elementary. Like, to go on stage and like, I wasn't ready for that. Like, maybe our second go around, I'd do that shit. Like, I'ma still be spooked. Like, my heart gonna be bumping out my chest. I ain't gonna lie. Like, yeah, that's Wild and Out. Like, nigga, like that ain't my lane. Like, sigging on people, sigging on motherfuckers and shit. Like, I don't know. Like, that's not my lane. Like, I don't wanna look hella weak on there. Like, I'm good at doing what I do. Like, all that other shit, like, ain't me. But like, I ain't gonna lie. I get back on that bitch though. I turn that bitch up though. I ain't gonna lie. Like,
So you're ready to battle now.
Yeah, like, I battle. Like, what? Rap, all that shit. Like, niggas just had going through his antisocial stage. But like I said, my son really played a big part in this shit. Cause he grew me up too, like, a lot. Like, mentally, like, prepared me for a lot of situations.
Well, that's what's up, man. That's dope shit. Who were some of your favorite artists growing up?
Shit. Like, my dad, like, he was really a jailbird, so I used to be with my uncle a lot. Like, so whoever my uncle like, I like for real. Like, he used to like niggas. He used to like Ice Cube. He used to like Too Short. Like, them was like his two main rappers. Like, you feel me? So as a young nigga, I used to fuck with them. Tupac, you feel me? Just growing up in a V, like, you feel me? You always gonna, even if you not listening to Mac Dre, like, that shit always gonna be around. So, you feel me? Listen to that shit too. Like, and then once I got in middle school, like, I was really listening to Chicago niggas for real. Like, Chicago had the wave. Like, they was just the most gangsters niggas out. Like,
Talking about like Chief Keef?
Yeah,
when he first came out?
Chief Keef, nigga, Durk, nigga, Lil Reese, like, nigga, what? I was listening to them when I was like 15. Like, I was really listening to Durk when he had Low Cut. Like, before This Ain't What You Want, like, first signed to the streets, like, Life Ain't No Joke mixtape. Like, you feel me? That's when I was listening to Durk, like, especially Sosa. Like, I was always listening to Sosa. Sosa was the rawest nigga to me. But like, Durk, always, he wasn't the most popular out there, but you could always hear him. Like, you could hear it. Like, bro, he was always speaking like he was speaking the realest shit, and you could hear it. Like, this nigga, he really humble, he hungry, and he ready. Like, I'm really a day one fan of that nigga. Like, I really watched that nigga blow up. Like, to see where he at right now, like, that shit a blessing. Like I be feeling like, damn, I really watched that nigga from the ground up, build all this shit up, and how long it took him. Gotta get that shit. That should be motivation. It'd be like, damn, you really can't give up. I really watched this nigga for years, and he just now like really getting in his prime for real. Like that should be motivation for me. Like damn, like it's okay if I take long. Like it's regular. Like you gotta get in the studio, vibe out. You feel me? It's like going to the gym. He was in the gym for so long. That shit eventually start paying off. Like I could tell he freestyling all that shit. He probably used to write back in the day, but I could tell he freestyling. Like he just going. Just speaking that shit, like that shit in him for real. I used to listen to all them niggas though, from Rondo to nigga Reese, nigga, all them niggas to SD. Like nigga, I know about all the little niggas like Prince Dre. Like we was listening to all them niggas, bro. Huge fan of Chicago, no cap. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, you never really know when you're gonna peak as a rapper.
Hell nah.
I mean, because Durk's journey.
What?
Has been way different.
Long journey.
You know,
journey.
It's been a long time getting to.
And it's like
this point.
He still look like he's still a young nigga. Like he going crazy. Like that shit be Durk is a big motivation to me. Like, cause you know, like a motherfucker could blow up, and then when you down, they'll try to put it in your head like, oh yeah, it's over. Like nigga, once you whoop whoop, it's hard to whoop whoop whoop. Like, cause I watch this nigga like. Man, look at this nigga right now. Like, nigga, anything he dropping, nigga, he #1. Like, that should be motivation for real.
Did you guys ever sign to a label?
We signed for like, we signed for like a tape, like a couple of tapes, like SOB tapes, like distribution deals though. Like, we get some cheese, and after we make our cheese back, like after we recoup, like we start getting paid. Like that's through Gazi. Like he do them independent deals. Yeah, Gazi the man. Like ain't no label fucking with Gazi and them right now. I ain't gonna lie, cause Gazi gonna give you whatever you want. He gonna work around with what you want. A label gonna tell you, look here, little pussy, this is what we gonna do, nigga. And if you ain't rocking like this, oh well, get out of here, get lost, nigga. Gazi tell you like if he really fuck with you, but he gotta really fuck with you though. He, like okay, like oh we can work around this, we can do this, we can do that. Oh you don't wanna do that? How about this? Like you feel me? He like that, like he a real nigga. Like labels ain't fucking with that nigga, bro. That's why he winning. Like in the future, he gonna take everybody from everybody, and all them labels gonna be sick.
I've noticed he does work with quite a few rappers, man.
Boys, like big artists, like yeah, like when we was first fucking with guys, he ain't even had no boys like that. He had a couple boys, but like how he is now, boys, like he a real label now. Like,
do you feel like the labels slow you down?
It depends. Like, motherfuckers that say the label slow them down, like, you gotta remember, like, motherfuckers just be wanting to put music out and just put as much music out as they can. Like, motherfuckers really pick quantity over quality. Like, I don't believe in that shit. Like, the only reason I ain't signed no deal because when I was young, like, the music I was making that was raw to me probably wasn't raw to everybody, so I wasn't ready. So I knew I'd get shelved. Like, I wasn't ready for that type of shit. It's not cause a label gonna shelf me. Like, I'm not ready, and they not gonna tell you that. They not really gonna tell you that. So everybody be thinking they getting held back. No, nigga, your shit not hot. Like, and they don't want to waste their money. Like, you feel me? They don't want to push a song that they know for a fact is not finna go up organically. Why push a song up that can't go up organically? You gotta go up organically first to make a motherfucker want to put some money behind you. Then it'll make sense. Like, motherfuckers gotta meet halfway. Motherfuckers don't be wanting to meet halfway. Motherfuckers be wanting to just drop whatever and be like, nigga, blow this shit up, nigga, so I get out my deal. Like, it don't work like that. Like, nigga, you gotta bring something to the table too. Like, they bringing something to the table. You signed for this deal, right? They give you this bag, nigga. If you make this shit back, you gonna get out of it. But like, motherfuckers not making quality, they making quantity. Like, that's the problem. Like, the only reason I ain't never signed no deal because I never thought I was ready. Like, I don't want to get shelved. Like, nigga, I know my shit ain't the hottest out right now. I don't really know how to make a hit. Like, so I'm gonna stay in my lane. Like, I make street music. I'm gonna stay in this independent way. You feel me?
Did you guys turn down deals back in the day?
Hell yeah, $1 million deals. Like, we turned down a couple million. The nigga wanted to buy SOB RBE. Like, nigga, fuck no. Nigga, I'm gonna die and this shit gonna go to my son. Nigga, you not buying nothing. Like, okay.
And what was your main reason for turning it down? the money wasn't good enough, or?
It wasn't that the money wasn't good enough. It was good money, but like I know, like I'm not stupid. Like I said, like when I was going to high school and I was getting bad grades, but I always knew like I could make up at the end of the year. I was never dumb. Like I knew the money was good, but I knew I wasn't at mentally where I should have been with handling that much money. I was gonna be too young with all that fucking cheese. Like I already knew, like I was gonna do whatever. Like I was gonna buy whatever car I wanted. Like you feel me? I'm gonna buy hella ice. Like I'm gonna put all my niggas on. Like you feel me? I'm probably give a big chunk to my mom. Like just taking care of people. Like just little stupid shit. Like, I wasn't ready for that shit. Like so I stood on all 10. Like nah, that sound good, but like nah, I'm not ready for that. Like.
Sounds like it'd be pretty hard to turn down millions of dollars.
Yeah, but like
we
already getting bags though. Like you gotta remember, like we on tour area of the month, so that shit nothing to us. Like we coming off tour with chunks like every time. Then we dropping our own tapes independently. We getting monthly checks and our monthly checks hitting. So it's like you feel me, niggas could really make that shit and just hustle it out, like you feel me, instead of just taking that big ass chunk and be stuck with it. Like I'd rather take the longer route and hustle it out than just getting the big chunk and not having to hustle it out and just, you feel me, feel like I won and just doing everything with it. Like I was too young with them big ass deals on the table. Like I be white motherfuckers be young and get them big ass deals, like it be done for. Like I knew I'd be done for. Like I was stupid. Like I'm a young nigga. Like I know I'm not finna do what I'm supposed to do with all this cheese. Like I'm gonna keep getting my shit independently until I got a plan. Like let me grow up first. I had some growing up to do.
Man, that's pretty smart, man. A lot of dudes can't turn down
millions
of dollars.
Nah,
man.
for sure. And I really love music, so I never looked at it as like, I never looked at this shit like, oh, this shit happened on accident. Nigga, like I really love music, like, and I really put my heart and soul in this shit. So nigga, I was never worried about that shit. Like, oh yeah, I gotta hurry up and get some cheese out this shit before I keep making weak shit. Like, I know I'm gonna be consistent. Like, I'm good. Like, I love this shit. Like, I ain't worried about it.
Things have been kind of crazy for rappers, man, lately. From the internet being wild to...
Yeah, a lot of this shit is because of the internet, too.
A lot of rappers have been killed.
Yeah.
Is that something that you guys, you got to think about now a lot more versus maybe when you first came out?
I mean, nah, because we been had our back against the wall, like, before the fame. Like, that shit's regular. Like, the fame just made it a little worse. Like, we just got to put the back against the wall a little bit more, like, you feel me? Like, stay on our 10 for sure. Like, as long as a nigga moving right, like, you feel me, ain't got nothing to worry about. Like, niggas don't be moving right. Like, niggas be, I don't know, like, niggas don't be moving right. Like, me personally, like, I'm not trying to be the hardest nigga out. Like, I'm trying to be the richest nigga. I'm trying to be the biggest boss. Like, you niggas could fight each other and try to be the hardest. And I don't care about that shit. Like, nigga, I got that shit in me. Like, you test me, you gonna see. But like, nigga, I'm not running around with my chest out all day trying to be DaBoii. Like, that shit, that's a young nigga trait. Like, if you wasn't on that type of time when you was a young nigga and you an older nigga and you on this type of time, I look at that shit like you wasn't on that when you was a young nigga. Like, you ain't grow out of that yet. Like, you still a little boy. Like, for real. Like, yeah. Me personally, I ain't trying to be the hardest nigga for real. Like, I'm trying to be the biggest boss. Like, you feel me? I'm trying to put my love in the position and shit. You feel me? Like, that shit matter about. Like, of course you test a nigga. Like, you gonna see. Like, you gonna. But like, if you really in the streets, like, I feel like when you in the streets, like, Cuddy, you gonna notice like it's the same character in each hood. Like, you feel me? Each hood got the same characters. It's just different people with different bodies. Like, you feel me? It's all the same shit.
You had mentioned, being in the streets and this not being nothing new to you.
Hey.
Have you lost a lot of friends to street violence?
Hey.
How has that affected you?
I mean, shit, that shit made a nigga man who he is today. Like, you feel me? That shit, like, when that shit first started happening, like damn, like, sick. Like, now nigga, like, I ain't gonna say a nigga numb to it. Like, nigga always hurt, like, when a nigga die, like, but a nigga numb to it, though. Like, It's like when that shit happen, like, of course you gonna be sick, whoop, whoop, whoop. Like, you gotta get shit handled though. Like, you can't be saying RIP that man, like, if you ain't doing nothing, like, you feel me, to get shit handled. Like, you feel me? Like, that shit just regular. Like, I ain't gonna lie, that shit regular. Like,
So growing up seeing, you know, this violence and everything, is that something that's like kind of shaped you who you are today?
yeah, for sure. For sure, like I said, that's what go back to what I was telling you earlier. Like, the most shit you go through, and the more you don't, like, if you don't fold and you going through all this shit, like, that's what make nigga like the biggest man he is today, for real. Like,
You mentioned moving different.
yeah.
What do you think is like rappers' biggest mistakes?
Biggest mistakes, I don't know, like, niggas be feeling like a lot of niggas be feeling like they untouchable. Like, you feel me? Nobody untouchable. Like, you could even be moving right and still get touched. Like, you feel me? You just gotta be ready. Like, never get too comfortable with this shit, for real. You just gotta move right. Like niggas be moving right, like, deep wise, like, wolf pack wise, but like, the way y'all moving, like, y'all giving niggas bad energy. Y'all making niggas want to get on y'all. Like, why y'all moving like that? Y'all looking extra mean, like y'all this, y'all that. Like, you can make a nigga want to test you. Like, so, like, just, you feel me? Just stay in your lane. Like, just get to y'all destination, you feel me? Y'all woods, y'all deep. Like, just leave it at that. Move y'all pack, get to y'all destination. All that, look, trying to act hella hard shit, all that clutching on a nigga shit, that's gonna get a nigga got on. Like, you feel me? You gotta move right, play it smart. Like,
Is there been any particular friend that kind of affected you? You know what I'm saying? Any close friends? Because I think there was some dudes from the group, right, that have been killed and lost from street violence. Is there anything that...
Ain't nobody in SOB ever died.
Okay.
But, like, we got a lot of affiliates, like, a lot of niggas that we fuck with, like, in the streets, for real. Like, you can say that, like, yeah, they're my brothers, but, like, ain't nobody in my gang ever died. Like, what was I gonna say? Like, RP my little brother Tutu, RP Trey, RP DaBoii, RP She, like, nigga keep going. Like, a lot of niggas that die, like, these affiliates, like, we fuck with these niggas heavy, like, these our brothers, but, yeah.
Tutu, you guys did a mixtape for him, right?
Yeah.
Was that like your first mixtape, or?
Hell nah.
No?
Nah.
That was early in your career though, right?
That was like 2017, yeah.
2017?
I think like 2017, yeah. Okay. Nah. That was probably 2018 on his birthday. His birthday, May 26th. I think we dropped that on May 26, 2018. He died June 3rd, 2017.
Oh, okay. For some reason I thought it was earlier, but...
Nah. And I got that house arrest coming out anytime. I don't got no specific day for that bitch, but that bitch coming out in October for sure. Like you said, like, when I be in the modes and I be dropping every week, I'm finna get back I'm back on that type of time. Like, this shit hot too. Like, nigga, I'm doing features and shit now. Like, y'all know, like, I don't even really be doing features. I was finna drop my tape like last month. My man's was like, nigga, you ain't got no features, nigga. I'm like, nigga, I don't need none, nigga. I'm hardest nigga out, nigga. Like, no, nigga, I don't give a fuck. Like, nigga, you need features. Like, even if it's niggas that's you know you better than, like, nigga, go get some features. Like, motherfuckers want to see that shit. Like, motherfuckers ain't gonna listen to solo shit. But my man's, like, he in the streets more than me. Like, you feel me? So, like, he connected with the youth more than me. Like, so he pay attention to, like, what all the young ears is listening to and shit, you feel me? So he put me on game, like, nah, nigga, you gotta start doing features for real. Like, that's gonna make a motherfucker wanna listen to your shit. Like, even if you rip a nigga, like they gonna come cause that nigga on your song, but they gonna realize what you doing on the song. Like, you gonna gain a fan, like, you feel me? And that shit opened my eye. He just told me this a couple months ago. I never cared about features for real like that. So from now on, all my tapes, I'm gonna make sure there's features on there for sure.
Is there anybody that you want to work with?
Mm-hmm.
That you haven't worked with?
You know I want to work with Durk.
Durk?
Hell yeah. Like, I can't wait to work with that nigga. Like, I want to work with a couple niggas. Like, yeah, I like, one. Like, of course, motherfucker want to work with, like, Drake. Like, you feel me? I'm waiting for my time, though. Like, Drake gonna come and swoop a nigga up. Like, when he see, like, Drake ain't blind. Like, when you see a nigga going crazy, when you see a nigga humble, motivated, he'll tap in, touch dent. He'll tap in with a nigga for sure. But who else? Like, I want to work with Lil Baby for sure. Like, who else? Like,
I can see you guys on a song together.
yeah. I wanna fuck around and do a song with Yachty too. I ain't be talking that shit. Like, I fuck with ESTG too. That nigga hard. Like, Moneybag Yo, them niggas hard. Like, you feel me? I could, let's go on. Like, it's a lot of hard niggas right now, and like, it's beautiful, cause like, it's real hood niggas, it's real street niggas that's kicking the dough down. Like, it was, like, a couple years ago, like, it was a bunch of CB foes around this bitch, like, a bunch of clown ass niggas that just got a little bit of clout and they could do this and that cause they got a name. Like, that shit getting watered down, like, the street. Real niggas is coming back finally. Like, you feel me? So now I could say that I didn't work with a lot of these niggas, like, for real. Like, it's real street niggas in the industry right now. Like, niggas is taking over.
Yeah, well, I mean, you know, you had the SoundCloud era too. I don't know if that's what you're talking about, but you know,
I'm talking about, like, it's real street niggas winning right now. Like Durk, like, fucking, like, all the biggest artists is street niggas, like Polo G. Like, I'm finna go on Apple Music and look up like the top, like Big 30, Pooh Shiesty, like, you feel me? All street niggas winning. We just had aliens winning like a couple years ago. Like, niggas that ain't, you feel me? That's talking about this and that, but like, that's hard to believe type shit. But like, that shit getting watered down. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, nowadays, it's real street niggas, they kicking down the door, they going crazy. And you check these niggas' background, like, it's really some shit on these niggas. Like, okay, these niggas keeping it 100. Like, I could believe these niggas. And they going crazy. Like, shit beautiful. Like, it's about time real niggas start coming back for real.
Well, man, I appreciate you, man.
I appreciate
You know
you,
what I'm saying?
man.
I wish you luck with everything.
sir.
Best of luck.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you, man.
I know you grinding.
Yeah,
And I know
trying
you
to.
know what I'm saying?
Trying to.
We'll definitely be seeing it, man.
Yes, sir.